Hi. So recently I've had this idea. I want to do some capacitor discharge experiments, and as of a few days ago I didn't have any capacitors to actually do this with, so I've just been wondering about like when I can do this and how I can do it. But then recently, a few days ago, I did manage to get my hands on about 2800 of these 25 volt 2200 microfarad capacitors, and alone they don't really do much besides make a little spark. But when you combine them all together in parallel, you can get some pretty cool stuff, such as what I'm about to do with this, which I like to call the forbidden firecracker, because it looks like a firecracker. If it fails, it'll explode like a firecracker, but hopefully it doesn't fail. But see, this can hold about 30 joules of energy, and if I dump that all into something conductive really fast, it could cause a lot of heating, but also some pretty cool effects. So that's what I'm about to do today. All right, my first test is gonna be on this piece of aluminum foil here. So I'm gonna charge it up with these two copper bars attached to a 24 volt power supply, which is limited to 6 amps. So hopefully it shouldn't melt my capacitor bank before I even get to try it out. But here goes nothing. It looks like it's charged up now. Here it goes. Oh, what happened? Whoa. Whoa. So I reached the limit of my camera on my phone. It's only able to go to 240 FPS, and the pulse was only visible for one frame, meaning it was at most 4 milliseconds, and I can't get any faster than that with my phone. So assuming that it was 4 milliseconds, which was probably much less, that would be about 7,500 watts or 7.5 kilowatts. And that is a lot of energy, but it's really fast, so that's why it's like such a high energy for only 24 volts. But that would also mean that it's a 300 amp pulse going through there in a very short amount of time, which kind of shows the danger of capacitors and how they can like store charge and then just dump insane amounts of current, because there's no current limiting in normal capacitors like that, so it just dumps as much current as it can. So yeah. Now, I did find some much higher capacitors on eBay, up to about 3,000 farads, which absolutely eclipses what I have here by like a lot. And I would buy them, they're only like 25 bucks, but the problem is I'm banned from eBay, so I can't really get any of those without doing anything that would be illegal. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that right now, but maybe later in the future I'll end up getting some ultra capacitors like that, and I'll do some more of these experiments with some of those big capacitors.